what you have to do is, it doesn't matter how small it may appear to other people, that's not your business. That's not your business. Your business is to mind your business. And your business is that every single thing you do, you know what sacrifices you will put in, you know what sacrifices you made in order for that thing to happen, so you are going to celebrate it. Today I'm going to share with you 5 tips to tackle procrastination as a busy mom and achieve your goals. I have to say that I always find myself in this cycle of feeling mom guilt while trying to go after what I want. I feel like that is a common and universal feeling with a lot of moms out there. Whether you are busy, at home, or you are working a 9 to 5, or you are a single parent, it is often hard for us to focus on ourselves, focus on the things that drives us, and also focus on the goals and aspirations that we have for our lives. Mom guilt is real, but we have to figure out how to persevere through mom guilt because it is not going anywhere, and I have had to learn that. But before we jump into these tips and strategies, let's talk a little bit about what procrastination is and perhaps why do we procrastinate. A lot of times I used to think about procrastination as an act that I was doing because I was being lazy. But I realized that's not actually true in my case, and it's probably not true for a lot of your cases because you are busy. So if you are busy and you actually have things going on and you have things going on almost 24/7, then you are likely not lazy. You probably don't have enough time to focus on other things. But we're going to start thinking about strategies to change that. Procrastination is often a symptom of feeling unsupported. It can come from lack of support, lack of structure, being stressed out, and just having too many things going on in your life. So of course, it's impossible for you to focus on these other dreams and aspirations that you have for yourself. So these tips are things that I've used for myself that have helped me push past that feeling of laziness, because I know intrinsically I'm not lazy. You can ask anybody. I am not lazy. But I did notice that a lot of times I was slacking on my goals. And that was because I was stressed out and focused on other things that were perhaps time fillers. So we're gonna learn how to sieve through the things that matter, the things that don't matter. So we start carving out the time and the space to start to face our goals. If you are a mom who is juggling a million things and struggling with procrastination, then this video is for you. I'm gonna share with you some practical, easy to do tactics and tips that you can start implementing today. As usual, I always encourage you to take these things one thing at a time. Don't ever feel like I'm going to tell you 5 tips and you need to use all 5 tips today. It is always important for you to pace yourself, especially because you are busy. So the first tip is for you to prioritize with purpose. It is essential that you figure out what you need to prioritize and which ones of those priorities are purposeful. What this means is that what are the things that you have on your list of to-do that are actually going to move the needle. A lot of times, a lot of us that like to create lists will put just about anything on that list because we need to fill our time. Sometimes it feels like busyness is something that we choose because we need to feel like we are doing something. We are always on the go. But it's important to pause once in a while and actually prioritize what things need to happen first and which ones need to follow after. So something that you can definitely consider is if you have multiple goals and multiple priorities that you are trying to accomplish, I want you to consider doing something called a Eisenhower matrix. This is something that I used to do with my staff. I work all the time and I felt like they found it useful. I also found it useful. A Eisenhower matrix allows you to actually prioritize the things that are urgent and important. It is going to allow you to put these goals into 4 different quadrants, whether it's urgent and important, not urgent, not important, urgent, not important, important, not urgent. So you'll be able to put this into those 4 categories, and it's also going to explain which things do you want to delegate, which things do you actually want to do, which ones do you need to completely take off your list because it is not purpose driven. It is not going to get you anywhere. It is just a time waster and a time filler. So you have to have this honest conversation with yourself. So once you have done that, then I want you to move on to this next stage. So a strategy that you can use is what I would call a goal pyramid. What you're gonna do is you're gonna think about your goal. Your goal is on the top of this pyramid. And then we're gonna think about the actionable steps that you're going to take in order for you to reach that goal. A lot of us get stuck because we are so driven by our objectives that we don't actually pay attention to like little steps that we need to take along the way to actually reach that goal. You've done the Eisenhower matrix, you figure out which one you want to focus on, you are laser focused, and you've decided that the goal that you have for yourself is to start a YouTube channel. So you create this goal pyramid. You're gonna put start a YouTube channel on the top of that pyramid. Now we have to think about the little steps and actions that we have to take in order for us to get to start the YouTube channel. We're trying to get to the top of the pyramid. So example of an actionable step that you're gonna take if you are deciding to start a YouTube channel is to do some research. What do I want to talk about? What do I feel that I have some sort of knowledge talking about? So that is an action step. I'm going to pick my theme, or I'm going to pick my niche for my YouTube channel. Then you want to think about your target audience. That's something else you want to write in there. You want to think about like what is the aesthetic and what is the feeling that somebody has when they come into your channel. You want to write that down. Perhaps you want to think about what your thumbnails look like. Whatever steps you think you need to take in order for you to accomplish that goal, you are going to write each and every single one of those steps down. If you're really trying to get rid of procrastination, we have to push into taking small actionable steps. And being able to define what those actionable steps are and having them clearly written out, and we're seeing how it's feeding into our goal, that's the game changer. That's what you need to do. So no more taking random steps. No more just like randomly doing things here and there. Now we are very clear. We are focused. We know what we are going after. If you're enjoying this video so far, girl, can you just hit that like button? Hit the subscribe button. Be a part of the tribe. Anyways, on to the next tip. The first thing that I like to do is actually print out an hourly calendar. You can find one on Google. And I would actually go in and shade in the times that I said I'm busy. So if I said I'm going grocery shopping, I'll shade it in. The time that it's gonna take for me to go grocery shopping, the time it's gonna take for me to come home, I'm actually gonna physically shade that into my calendar. If I have to work on a project for my 9 to 5, I will shade it into my calendar. If I have to do something with my daughter, I'll shade it into my calendar. If you have date night, you got spa, you got some self-care things that you need to do because we have to take care of ourselves, I will put it in the calendar. When you do this, it allows you to actually see what time you have left. A lot of times we tell ourselves we're super busy and we realize that we are actually wasting a little bit of time. And then sometimes we tell ourselves we have time and we realize that we are not completely taking account of the time that it takes for us to get things done. So for example, I'm the type of person that would tell you that I'm gonna shoot this video in 30 minutes. It is not gonna take you 30 minutes to shoot this video. It may come out as 5 minutes, but it takes a lot of work to actually make the video happen. So allocating 30 minutes to shooting the video is just not realistic. And then I will beat myself up because I didn't allocate enough time, and then it's just spiraling out of control. So it is important that we start to know how we are spending our time, because our time is basically our most expensive currency. A suggestion that I have for you if you want a time block is to designate different colors for different activities. I want you to use color coding to your advantage if you decide to try out time blocking. So coordinate and attach a color to certain things that's going on in your life. So if you have things that you need to do with your child, maybe you want to color in yellow. And then if you have things that have to do with work, maybe it's blue. If you have a business that you need to work on, that goal that you want to work on, maybe it's green. So now you can start going into your calendar, looking at the hours during the day, and actually insert the times that you plan on working on whatever task it is that you have. I think sometimes we think we need like hours and hours of time in order for us to start moving towards our goals. But remember how we broke down our goals into little steps? If I had only an hour a day to dedicate to my goal, I would just go through those steps. So for the example we used is starting a YouTube channel. If I spent an hour doing some research on who my target audience is during the week, that's a goal that I've accomplished. accomplished. Start thinking about your goals in that way. Think about these little actions that you need to take and then plug them into your calendar so they actually happen. Tip number 3 is the power of accountability. We all need to be accountable to somebody. If you are a busy mom, find other busy moms who are also going after their dreams and aspirations, who have goals for themselves, and then hold each other accountable. Something that I like to do is checking on my sisters because we're all moms. And when I know about a goal that they have going on, I'll check in. Hey, how's that thing that you said you're going to work on? How's it going? Is there a way that I can support? Because I may have an idea that may help accelerate things, and then I'll do the same for them. Check out this thumbnail that I made. What do you think about it? Can you give me your feedback? This is a way for you all to hold each other accountable to your dreams and to your aspirations. You can also find online groups that have people similar to you that are going after their dreams and aspiration. And one more thing that you can do is invest in yourself. If you have the ability to get a business coach or whatever it is, if you're trying to do fitness, you can get a fitness coach to help you. That is the accountability that you need. Sometimes we gotta spend little coins for this accountability, and there's nothing wrong with that. Spending money on that accountability, on that coach, is sometimes the thing that actually propels us forward, because the mistakes that we could have made along the way, you have somebody who is guiding you and telling you that is not the path you want to take. You want to take this path is clearer, I've done it, here's the proof, here's how to move forward. And then now you feel like you are not wasting your time. So consider either getting into a support group, talk to your friends and family, people who are in similar situations, or get a coach or mentor. So tip number 4 is for you to combine mindfulness and the Pomodoro technique. The Pomodoro technique is when you focus your time for a certain amount of minutes to one task. You are not multitasking. We have a habit of multitasking and thinking that makes us more productive, but a lot of times it doesn't. So when it comes to accomplishing your goal and pushing aside procrastination, you really have to figure out how to master your mind. So what you're going to do is you're going to set a timer for a specific amount of time. I would say maybe 25 minutes, where you want to focus on your goal. You want to focus on one of those action steps that you wrote down when you were creating your pyramid. So what you're going to do is you're going to set out a timer. So perhaps on your phone, you can set your timer for 25 minutes. So I'll say, hey Siri, set my timer for 25 minutes. And now I have my timer going. So what you're going to do is you're going to set your timer for 25 minutes and you're going to focus on that task. You are going to focus and you are going to take a deep breath. And that's where that meditation is coming in. Taking a deep breath is going to take oxygen into your brain, and it's going to allow you to feel a little more creative and more awake. So we're going to take a deep breath, exhale, and now we're going to focus on what we have ahead of us. We are going to focus on that task that we have written down, and we are going to do this for 25 minutes. And I promise you, you are going to get a lot more done using this technique than multitasking. The point of doing this Pomodoro technique with meditation is just to keep you focused. It is going to cut down on the amount of time that you were using to procrastinate. So you think about your goal and you know that you are someone who can find a 25-minute block in your day to just focus on that goal and go over that thing that you put on the pyramid. I promise you that you're going to start seeing positive results from just putting in the time. This unique approach has been a game changer for me to start pushing past procrastination. And the next tip is for you to celebrate the small wins and to have some self-compassion. Something that you can do is create a goal jar. Every time that you actually accomplish a goal, then write it down. Write it down into a little piece of paper and put it in this jar, so that you can actually start seeing the physical manifestation of you just taking those little amounts of time to start focusing and start beating procrastination's butt. Okay, we are kicking procrastination out. So you are now going to write every single one of those accomplishments. It doesn't matter how small it is. This is a new YouTube channel and it is hard work doing YouTube. But every time I get a new subscriber, you better believe that I'm celebrating. When I reached 100 subscribers, it was like, what, 100 people are watching my videos? And then when I got to 200, it's like, oh my God. And then I got to 250, and now we're at 300, and I know it's just up from here. So there's nothing stopping us. What you have to do is, it doesn't matter how small it may appear to other people, that's not your business. That's not your business. Your business is to mind your business. And your business is that every single thing you do, you know what sacrifices you will put in, you know what sacrifices you made in order for that thing to happen, so you are going to celebrate it. And accompany that is for us to have self-compassion, meaning when we fall short, we forgive ourselves and move on. There are going to be days that you planned that 25 minutes and your mind was roaming the whole time and you could not push past the mental block. But that's okay because you were tempted. And you have to be okay with just having that compassion for yourself. And for some of us, this may be new. Allowing yourself to experience the newness in it and also the fact that it's not going to be perfect. So on those days that you need motivation, I want you to open up that jar. Open up your goal jar and read them. I promise you it is going to give you the confidence. It's going to give you that kick in the butt. It's going to give you that push that you need in order for you to start moving away from procrastination and closer to your goals. There you have it. 5 practical tips that you can use as a busy mom to start kicking procrastination in the butt. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, please make sure you hit the like button and now check out the next video.